going on, everybody? You are live with Osiris. Welcome to the Author's Lounge. The world is filled with storytellers, and I, along with my guests, are here today in the Author's Lounge to help educate and inspire the young generation of writers and creators. Now, my guests are professionals in publishing, writers from a wide range of formats, and successful entertainers. They will provide beneficial advice on what to do and what not to do on your path to success. So, without further ado, I'll present to you our next guest. Let's go. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity that I have today to speak with a gentleman, a man who not only is creating opportunities for other people, but who had also served in the United States armed forces at one point in time. So he understands very much so the idea of fighting for a cause and also fighting for those who don't necessarily have a voice, those who need protection. So let me not hold this up any longer. The gentleman that I have today is the president and founder of Nabisar Films, a film production which was established in 2022. The concept of his film production company came about in 2015, but really saw life in 2022. So we'll definitely speak to the resiliency of never giving up. So without further ado, I present to you the wonderful gentleman, Mansoor Laghari. Hello, good
Thank you.
sir.
Good, sir. Thank you. How are you?
I'm
Thanks
very
for this.
well.
Thank you for this introduction. I mean, I appreciate it. I
Of
don't think
course.
I deserve anything, but hey, appreciate it.
Of course. No, the pleasure is all mine. Believe me when I say that, sir. So yeah, so I have a deep love for film and for the creation of that art. And with that, there's so many questions and so many opportunities I'm sure that people have for you. Both you presenting opportunities and people asking questions. So like my biggest one is what we kind of talked about before we got started is what actually made you decide, you know what? I need to create and found a film production company and present it to the world.
Yes. So my story, in that sense, started when I was working on this story, which is actually personal to me because it was about the life story of my own father.
Hmm.
And he was a political leader in Pakistan and human rights activist and a journalist. And he uh, was thrown in jail for almost 27 years
Mm.
just because of his beliefs. Like he was not a criminal. He haven't done, he didn't do any crime. His
Hmm.
crime was to standing up for his people. And that story is the one where I was thinking that okay, I need to bring this story to light and let people know that you know how my father tried to help people in Pakistan and what he suffered in the result of it. So
Hmm.
I started working on that story, and once that story got done, I started reaching out to a lot of producers, filmmakers, and at that point, I started realizing that nobody really is sincere to help anyone. Mostly, they are trying to make money off of people like me who are trying to do something uh, different out of the box, something which is not really Hollywood is accustomed to. And that was the point when I realized that okay, I need to start something where I can also help other people while I'm working on my own project. And in
Hmm.
that sense, I started reaching out, and actually, it was I would say I would give a lot of credit to LinkedIn in that sense because that was like my go to platform where I started reaching out to people, and it was 10 connections, then it was 15, and then 20, and
Hmm.
luckily I today I'm at 15,000, which is still growing,
Hmm.
and so in that platform, also I got connected with a lot of people who were really sincerely want to help people like me, and also the people who wants to bring something original to Hollywood, because it's a lot of repetition, a lot of reruns, a lot of same stories, sequel after sequel.
Hmm.
And so then I try to educate myself, because I don't come with a film background. I work in a business management. I was in army. Then I was working as a law enforcement officer,
Hmm.
in a corrections department in Connecticut. So it was not something where I was too much familiar how things are going to work. So
Hmm.
yeah, I self-taught, and a lot of wonderful people helped me to get to that point, and now here we are.
Hmm.
And now that I focus from making just one movie, I changed the whole thing, and now what I want to do is to help people like me who are out there, trying to bring their creativity in the on the world stage.
That is such an impactful and powerful story, just behind the motivation to want to help people, but not even just to help people, but to help yourself. Where there's opportunity, where opportunity knocks, many people follow, but sometimes those gatekeepers or people who are in the position of power don't necessarily see the vision that you clearly see. And not just you, sir, but like the proverbial you. But yeah, no, that was my thought process with Hollywood as well. Is that there are nuances that go into it, or politics that go into what they want to push out and put into movie theaters. And then there are those diamond in the roughs that produce original work, but might not necessarily catch the eye of those in Hollywood that they feel like they can make money from. And I get it. At the end of the day, it's a business, and being a risk taker with a story that they are not accustomed to seeing, or with people who they're not accustomed to seeing the being as a representation of the film, is not something generally that they advertise. So when you are like yourself, good sir, and you take a chance on you, and you decide to create for not just yourself but the betterment of others who don't get that same opportunity unless they take the opportunity that you present them with. So that speaks volumes, man. And I just want to say that there's a great deal of respect that goes into it.
Thank you.
Like,
I really appreciate it. And this is why I decided to talk to you, because I like to make, my message, spread my message and let people know that what are we doing is, at the platform of Nabisar Films, uh, the big issue we run into as an independent filmmaker is fundings,
hmm.
and finding the investors. So luckily the way I strategized is to go find investors first before I go and start making movies. In that sense, I have this backup of investors, and the idea we produce, like gave it to investors, was that we want to make original movies, impactful movies, and films which can build the bridges, not build the walls.
Hmm.
And in that sense, we also try to integrate AI in our film company,
Hmm.
and get the help of the AI, because for me, I think AI is a revolutionary tool. It's
Hmm.
not a replacement for anything. It's a tool, and it is going to help us to level the playing field, because a lot of big studios, they have a lot of budget, they can do million of dollars to blow up a lot of things, which independent filmmaker were not able to do it before, but now with the help of AI, we can do those all things to make it really a quality product
Hmm.
in good time, in record time. And that was also something which a lot of investors, especially the impact investors around the world, who want to see different stories, who want to see the people from around the world get the chance to show their skills and talent. And that's why my company is working on a global level. I have opened offices, virtual offices in Colombia, France, Nigeria, India, and also I'm personally going to be heading the branch office in Japan, Tokyo,
Hmm.
uh, in June. So that is my goal, to to connect with the peoples on other side of the world, because that also increase the profitability for our films, because now we have a whole world to you know release our projects.
Hmm.
So that is also, so this is how I'm trying to make this company a success, and basically help anyone who wants to come into this field. And as I say, I'm still learning. So I'm reaching out to a lot of people, trying to learn how to
Hmm.
navigate, because this is not easy. And especially, I mean, I'm 55 years old, and at this time I should be retired somewhere, sipping some margaritas. But I decided now, let's try to do whatever I can do to make this world a better place.
Okay, so to follow up on what you're talking about, right? With your vision being an international on an international scope, with where you're placing ideally, your studios. What exactly are you hoping for with some of your films? Well, the better question is, what are some of the films that you are like targeting genre wise?
Yes. So, in a start, we basically are open to anything, all the genres. We can bring into uh, screen. But in the sense, basically, like, I like to do more like true stories, and the stories which focus on social justice, human rights,
Hmm.
domestic violence,
Hmm.
uh, and also the big part of my mission is to break the to build the bridges between uh, religious groups which are divided on the line of religion. And religious tolerance is the big thing for me.
Hmm.
And as we see now that all the uh, all the world is kind of like getting in the part where they're like dividing themselves in different identities. So that is to bring, basically to unite everyone,
Hmm.
uh, and have the message of unity out there. So that is, my focus is. But as that we are starting up this journey, and in that, uh, as many as movies we can make and have some successful products out there. So
Hmm.
in that way, people can get to see. But I mean, everything has to be original. That's for sure.
Yes, for sure.
Original, new, and also bringing the talent who did not have this chance before to show their skills.
No, for sure. And so,
Yeah.
how do you determine, right? Like, if you have a screenwriter, and maybe you're on in the process, right, when they're doing the screenwriting, maybe you have oversight over it. But let's assume that someone has already written a screenplay, and they come up to you. How do you distinguish if it's an original story, or if it's just something that they got off? I don't know, just an idea that they remastered something. It's
Yes.
just my curiosity now.
Yeah, so I mean, in that sense, we, as I say, that like our company is big on AI, and we have programs created with the help of AI.
Hmm.
And what they do is, once we introduce that script to that program, they do analysis and give us pretty good insight into it. And also, the thing is that when I'm talking about original, I'm talking about more out of box ideas. It doesn't,
Uh,
like not some regular beat up ideas which, you know, we see in Hollywood time after time.
hmm
So that is, and those programs actually help us a lot, and they also give us really good feedback, which we give to the screenwriters and let them know where they have to be, you know, improve or fix whatever they're doing.
hmm
Because see, the thing is that all this is fueled by investors, funders, investment firms, banks. So we have to kind of like play this dance or balancing act where we not only bring those projects to light, but also make some profit for the people who are funding those things. I
for
wish
sure.
I would have, I would have been billionaire, then I'll make every movie everybody wants me to make. But that is not the case. So, so it is kind of like try to make sure that whatever we're doing is also going to be profitable for our investment partners because, their goal is also to, they have their clients who invest the money in their firms and banks. So it is, how this ecosystem works. So
Right.
yes, yeah. So that's why we have created and partners with uh, people who actually even were part of start of Google.
hmm
So that backfire, like they are been into this tech world, and they are the one who have helped us created these programs
hmm
where we introduce the scripts and get the feedback real time, real quick, unbiased feedback.
hmm That part is the important piece, the unbiased piece,
Yes.
right? You don't want to go, not you, sir, but just like in general, someone doesn't want to go into and get feedback that's just all biased and it doesn't really hold any sort
Yes.
of true weight to it. So, with the films, right? Um, Do you have a catalog, like an expansive catalog, or any films under your company right now that's already going through post production and it's available to be watched, or are you all still in the process of making films?
So we have almost 4 to 5 projects which are in pre-production phase, and our goal is to have 4 to 5 movies release, first batch I will say, in October.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, so that is where we are focusing on right now, because as I say that it was a few years back when I started this whole
Mhm.
company in that level, and so we got all those resources together because I can have 20 movies and I keep shopping, and if I can't find any resources, then it's not good for our company. So that's why I put the the first important part was to make sure that we have investors lined up, we have
Mhm.
firms who are interested in what are we trying to do, and once we got that, then comes to the next part to go through different projects and try to see where we can start first. Now, I also try to explain this to my post on LinkedIn and other platforms that we will try to help filmmakers to elevate their projects. If, let's say, if some reason we are uh, behind or their projects are not picked in a first batch, then we will try to help the filmmakers, writers to elevate their project to make the commerce, uh, like how they can benefit from our feedback and bring their project, elevate their project more.
Right.
So that is also our goal. So we are trying to help in both sense. So, to help people to guide them how they can make it more profitable. Because
Hmm.
a lot of times, as a writer, writers, see the vision, they see the story, but sometimes they do forget that they have to make sure that it gets sold to.
Right.
Someone wants to spend 45, I mean, 1 hour, 30 minutes, or 2 hours watching this, and they want to spend their money to watch it.
Right.
So that's where, sometimes, it is a little difficult sometimes to let the writers know that they have to elevate commercially as well the projects, so people, have interest in watching it, and also they can get benefit from,
Mhm.
because if they make a movie and they don't have any, income out of it, then how they're gonna, support themselves, support their families, or, because unfortunately we like or we don't like money, but money is pretty much, answer of a lot of questions or a lot of things we need. So
No, for sure. To tell me about it, and you're right on the money, sir. In regards to like with the writers, and so like many writers, with myself being a writer, right? And just the idea of okay, you want to write a story that you feel like not only resonates with yourself but resonates with an audience. That story is, I guess, of that story that is written for a particular genre. Let's just say, for example, is this is a screenplay that's written for I don't know, like a horror film,
yeah,
and you want some elements of that when you're writing it to really, you want to sell the idea that this is a movie that people will want to sit through. And I can imagine that some writers get into this, oh, it's my story, so it must be good, and then the reality hits them, and then it might be a good story, but in retrospect it may not be a good business proposition. So
yes,
it can
exactly.
be a little tricky. I can't imagine in your position, just with so many locations, how do you keep on schedule without I don't know, losing focus?
Yeah, so that is a good question, and I am actually personally trying to figure those things out as I go,
Yeah.
because it's been months where I'm pretty much working 24/7, because if it's night here, it's the morning somewhere else, and people are reaching out. So I will say in last 3 months, I'm going on a couple of hours sleep every day, and sometimes I just shut my phone off and try to sleep for day or two, I guess. But I mean, been army, you know how we can sleep anywhere,
For
and
sure.
we can go on and small sleep. So I guess that's where my army training is kind of helping me. So yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm, talking to people in 4 o'clock in the morning in Japan or Korea or, you know, Nigeria or Kenya,
Hmm.
and sometimes I'm up here talking to, my folks in U.S. So yeah, it is. It's a little tough. I'm working on to how to, streamline everything. That's why I'm bringing uh, a lot of people who are trying to be helping with the different projects. But I
Hmm.
say, like, I'm right now in building mode, so I'm trying to focus everything on building and how I can work this through. So yes, it is tough, but I'm trying to work things out. Yes.
And I think you're doing a darn good job, if I'm being honest. It's just like just the thought, right, of the idea really for this kind of formulated in 2015, and then some time in between that, and then 2022 hit, and now you actually have something that's established, and then you press, and 3 years later, um, later this year, you have your first film ready to go and be shown to the world, and that speaks so much to your character. Maybe I don't know, maybe it has a lot to do with the military background, but it may also have a lot to do with your upbringing, and the morals that you had, and just what you were taught on the importance of just keeping at it, never giving up. I see the sign in the back that says believe, and it seems like you have to have a such a strong belief in yourself, because no one else will believe in you like you believe in yourself. And even if they
Exactly.
believe in the vision, if you don't believe in it, it's hard to get it off the ground and keep it going. So really the question is, how have you been able to, for so long, keep at it when nothing had quite materialized in the way that you may have imagined it at the time?
How do what? Sorry.
I was asking. Oh, let me check the charge on this. Okay, cool. Sorry. I was asking. Based off of your tenacity, right, of doing this for such a long period of time. 2015, the thought process came in. 2022, you finally had something established. 2025 in October, you have a film that's ready to launch and be shown. But how did you stay in the fight for so long, and believe that you can actually make this happen for 10 years?
Yeah, so I think it is when you are determined to do something and you know that something you want to do and you really believe in it, then it is just basically, I'll say, beat the clock. So let's keep going until you reach your goal.
Reach your
So
goal.
yeah, it's same like that little story of little spider or ant. Different version have trying to climb a wall and keep falling and falling and just not giving up. So that's what it is. And I mean, it's not been easy. Like it takes a lot of sacrifice on personal level, on your mental health, your family life. It is it's not been easy, but I think I have this determination, and I see at this moment I kind of like a see where I'm bringing this whole company and this idea, and I kind of I'm kind of see like light in the end of the tunnel, kind of say.
Right.
So yeah, so in that sense, like I'm feeling that I'm almost there. I kind of
Hmm.
like taste it. So, but basically, it is resilience we learn in army. You know that, you
Hmm.
know, those board classes. We everybody hates to sit in there, but I think I learned from those. How to be resilient and keep going.
Hmm. That
That's yeah. That's why I'm bringing me there.
well, I think that what you're saying is like it shows a lot of character. For people who are looking at this, watching this episode, and looking at you as a president and a founder of a film company. Most companies, you don't necessarily even know who's running it. You have no clue who the face of the company is. You just see the name and the movies under it, and then that's it. Maybe the actors of the movie, and then people are drawn to the movie because of the actors and not necessarily the story many times. So this is such a wonderful opportunity, not just for me, but for people to watch and get to talk to a man, or if it was a woman, men or women who are in your
Yeah.
position, be able to actually go behind the mind of the vision for an entire film company. And yours is on a global level. And so I just want to say, congratulations so much so on the success that you've had and that you're going to continue to have as time progresses. And yes, sir, of course, just with your tenacity and with your with your pursuit, your relentless pursuit at wanting to tell original stories in a world or in a country where those stories don't get greenlit, speaks a lot. And so I'll just ask you a couple more questions, and then I'll
Yeah,
let
sure.
you go. So I've seen it as well on LinkedIn, that you've been having more people come on board and showing support and congratulating them as well as they're going on your getting on your team. But are you actively looking for people to come onto your team? And if so, how can they reach out and become a member, or at least try out in a sense to be on your team?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, uh, our website is actually pretty decently set up, so anybody who can reach out through our website. I constantly put out my company email, which is inspirechange at nabisarfilmsus.com. That is, where people can reach it. I'm on LinkedIn. I do respond to everyone in decent time period. If somebody texts me or send me a DM, I usually respond to them within 24 hours. This is like I don't want try to, you know, have the conversation going. So yes, I'm open. Anybody who wants to join us, even from just to be a supporter.
Hmm.
You know, you don't have to be a movie buff or someone who, you know, if you are for human rights, you are for social justice, you are for women rights, you are for religious tolerance, and you are for unity, then you're welcome. Join us. I don't know, watch our movie, or have access to behind the scenes, whatever we can provide to
Hmm.
make your time with us enjoyable or exciting. We can do anything to help anyone. So it's all open. Everybody's welcome. There's no doors. There's no gatekeepers. Just come in, talk to me. I'm
Hmm.
here. Whatever you want to do, if I can help, I'll let you know that yes, we can help. If we can't, then I'll let you know why and how you can make your projects, your ideas even better.
That is awesome. Like, I'm not even trying to think of a fancy word. That just flat out is just incredible because it's one thing to say people, which often is the case in show business, don't call us, we'll call you, and they never call you back, and they don't tell you what you did wrong or what the
Exactly.
vision is or how you could have gotten better. There's no improvement. You'd be lucky if they even give you a call back. You'd be even more lucky if you didn't get a call back, but they still gave you a call and let you know what you did wrong. So in your case, you're letting them know, look, you come to us, it's all support. Whether you want to do a film with us or you just want to support us, I'm here to just extend my love, extend my gratitude. But if
Yeah.
you do want
That,
to work with us, yes,
yeah.
sir. But if you do want to work with us, and it's not exactly what we're looking for, I'll let you know exactly why we aren't in alignment together. And it can help the person grow. At the end of the day, everyone wants to create some sort of magic for somebody to see.
Exactly. Yes.
Right. And that
Yeah.
was seems like that's your vision, right?
Yes, exactly. And like, as I say that also we will like to give the person who is reaching out, a feedback in the proper way, how they can even make it better. So if we say no, it doesn't mean that the door is closed. That means that come back again and we will
Hmm.
reconsider your project or whatever you want us to do. And also, in the same note, I mean, I'm trying to reach out through this platform when I'm talking to you to young people who want to try out this field, or who wants to get some kind of mentorship or some kind of ideas, because we pretty much have pretty decent and experienced team
Hmm.
of the producers, directors, line producers, and script writers, script doctors, AI experts, and we can connect young people to, let's say, if someone wants to learn something about AI, then we can connect them to our experts, and they can work with them. They learn from them. Same thing with the script writing or filmmaking. Anything we can do. I will try my best to accommodate anyone who wants to learn, especially the young people,
Hmm.
people from underrepresented communities, from any you know small cities to big cities, anywhere in US, or matter of fact anywhere in the world.
That what I love about that is quite honestly the fact that you have a mindset of bringing in a diverse representation of cultures. Not one person looks like the other, and and even looking at yourself, clearly they can see someone who might look different in the world of Hollywood, where everyone might look kind of similar. And so,
Yeah,
just being in your position and showing, just, hey, I'm here, this is who I am as a person. You're not hiding who you are, what you represent. And there's a lot of vulnerability and bravery in doing that alone. And I can certainly appreciate it as well, being a minority myself, and creating a platform to help educate and inspire a young generation of writers and a young generation of creators. You take it a step further on a global level with opening up different areas to try to help people. And it doesn't even matter what you look like or what your preference is, as long as this is what my vision is. And if you are on board with it, let's do it together. And so, my hat's off to you. If you were in military, I'd salute you. But you know, um, man, I think I'll ask one last question.
Sure.
Um, for you, because I swear I could keep talking to you. And in
Yeah.
fact, what I would like to do, this isn't the question, but what I would like to do, if you're open for it, is like later in the year, once your film is coming out, either have yourself on, or again, or some of the people who did the film, if they would like to come on and talk about it, so I can show some clips if you have any clips, and I can show like a clip or so to people to get them excited to see the film. If that's something that you'd be open to, I know we could probably talk about that offline, but I'd be more than willing to bring you all onto the show and help.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I will be open for that. And actually, what I'm thinking is that if, it is something we can do behind the scenes podcast where,
Hmm.
people can see live shootings and behind the scene what is going on while movies is still in works.
Oh, that'd be. I would
So
love that.
yes, yes, definitely. So, you can see actors, you can see how they're working, what are they doing, which kind of movies. So you can get, while we're doing like a principal photography and shooting the movie, we can have like I don't know, like half an hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes
Hmm.
segments every day while movies are being shot.
Yes, sir.
So people already have insight what is going on, and before even the movie is done, they already
Hmm.
kind of like familiar with who's working, what is going on, who's the what is the what kind of story it is. So yes,
Yeah.
we can accommodate that too, and that is where I'm actually open, and I was thinking to do that
Oh yeah, let's
to
do
get
it.
people
I'm
involved.
I'm down.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you you
yeah,
you had me at
definitely.
behind the scenes.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
Because
sir.
that is, yeah, because that will also help people know how things work. They see the finished product, but what happens behind the scene is always kind of like hidden state secret, which I think is not. It has to be
Right.
more open, like people see it, how it works, and that will help a lot of people to get interested in this you know projects and this field, especially in this industry.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing to talk to somebody else who's also a visionary. You've been talking throughout this conversation. I've been getting goosebumps. I've been getting excited. I've been getting like that butterfly feeling in my belly, and just I've been getting excited. And I've been trying hard to contain it. I've been keeping my hands down because I'm like trying not to be. I'm so animated when I speak,
Yeah,
but I've
no,
been
that's
containing myself.
well, we are being human. That's
Uh-huh.
it's without filters, without any publicist, any people telling you how to talk, in public, what to say, what not to say. It's just being me being me, and you being you. I guess that's how it should be. So people can see it
Absolutely.
in personal level, not some scripted speeches or scripted notes.
Oh no, and I think that's one of the biggest things about about at least my platform is, unless the person requests for me to write questions down to prepare them ahead of time, which is perfectly okay. I generally just have conversations. I'll find like hey, this is what they're about, and I just go based off of that, and the conversation flows. And that's personally how I like to do it, because it makes it more organic. And as
Exactly.
conversation
Yeah.
progresses, other things come along, and it's just there's a lot of truth in that. And almost it was almost like an unscripted show, and then I don't touch on stuff that is like too personal.
Yeah.
And I think that is also something else that's really special about what we're doing here, is that we both come from a real place that we want to genuinely help people across the world. And so this has been a wonderful opportunity. So my last question to you, before I
Yes.
let you go, sir, is What advice do you have for young creatives out there for them to get their foot, for them to get started, much like you did?
Yeah, so that I mean that's a good question, and I would say I'm basically personally trying to come up with some kind of structure and a program in my company level, but at the end of the day, it depends on the person itself
Hmm.
because not a lot of people are going to be holding your hand,
Hmm.
and you need to learn. You have to uh, be faithful and honest
Hmm.
with yourself and what you want to do, and in that way, you can create your own path. Don't
Hmm.
wait for anybody else to hold your hand. And if you believe in it and you want to spend time, because nobody's going to knock in on your door and tell you in the start at least to come write a movie for me or come work with me, because you have to show yourself that you have what it takes
Right.
to you know do whatever you want to do. And
Hmm.
in that sense, yes, there's a lot of people. Don't take me wrong. There's a lot of people who will try to help genuinely
Hmm.
and help you out. But one thing I tell everyone, whoever I meet ever, that if any producer, any film company, any production house ask you to pay them anything upfront and they will do something for you, never do that and just run.
Mm.
Because if not, if someone is trying to, because uh, there's a lot of people out there who are just making their living on preying on people who are trying to break into this industry or trying to make a way of living in this industry, and especially the young filmmakers or people who don't have much experience with uh, film industry, especially in Hollywood. I don't know how other countries are working, but being here, I know how it is in here. And even the big companies, I mean, you see their movies, companies, their names or banners in the start of movies and end of the movies. Uh, but be careful. I mean, if somebody wants you to pay them for their quote unquote services before even they provide you anything, and they're asking you money, because I've run into a few producers who ask me to give them $500 per hour to talk to them.
Hmm.
So those kind of things, like they're like really for me personally is really disheartening that
Hmm.
some of the producers who have been successful and they're now cashing out that success, preying on someone who want to break into industry or trying to make a living, uh, to be a talented person, writer, filmmaker.
Hmm.
So that is something I really warn everybody, that if they talk to someone and they say, hey, sign this retainer for us for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, and we will do this for you. No, it's not going to happen.
Mm.
You're just going to
That's
lose your
sound
money.
advice. That is
So,
sound advice.
yes. So that's what I tell anyone, that if anybody asks you, hey, give us the money in upfront and we do this for you, no,
Hmm.
just run.
Just run away.
Run
Well,
away. And yeah.
on that note, yeah, I think that's a high note to end it on. So, hey, thank you so much, Mansoor, for coming
Well,
on.
thank you
And
very much. And I'll be open, and hopefully our next meeting is going to be behind the scenes while we are doing our, filming our next projects. We have almost 5 projects coming up in this year. So, be ready.
oh yes, sir, I will be
Yes,
ready,
sir.
and then I'll definitely talk to you
All right.
offline to see when we can get that coordinated. Because I'll be ready whenever you say go. So, hey, on that note, you all, thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to
Thank you
tune
very
into
much.
today's episodes. Mansoor Laghari was amazing, and Nabisar Films is going to continue to grow, and I can't wait to be a part of the joy and the ride as you continue to grow your vision, sir. So thank you so much for coming on board.
Thank you.
You all take care, and I'll take you next time.
Sure, sure. Okay.